Hello everyone, Amy here. Today I'm going to give a writing update for my story that I've been working on. And I have finished taking my little mini break where I wrote lyrics to help me, I don't know, get in depth with my poetry side, and have printed out my story. Over here, I got it squared down. I got it done at Office Max again, or not Home Depot, Office Depot. They gave me like an instant coupon, so it was about 20 bucks. So, you know, not that big of a deal. All printed out. It makes me happy. I've been reading it, and we'll try to get this over with quickly. The reading part of it, because I'm really now I feel like I'm really in tune to the chapter. In this next third draft of writing, I can really polish it. I feel like the second draft I was fixing mistakes. I was fixing plot mistakes, or just intensifying. You know, I think the first draft, when I was working on it, I thought of the first thing that came to mind because it was NaNoWriMo, and I just went with that idea. Well, I think on the second draft when I was writing it, I said, okay, that's the first idea, well, let's take it further, and I made it more extreme even. So you're writing fiction, even if it's realistic fiction, you're still writing fiction, so it's not normal. You know, you can push it. So I was pushing the boundaries of my story and making my characters more bombastic in a way. Let's just talk about the song lyrics. Let's talk about during the break. During the break I said that I was going to work on something else, and I kind of thought about the idea, and then I think I told it to somebody, and then that made me not want to write it anymore. And I did a bunch of reading. Like, I read, one day I read like 150 pages, and my mind was just like, oh my, there is so much that happened in my head, and ugh. So I was feeling all icky that day, and I felt like I went on this grand adventure in Fantastica. I was reading The Neverending Story, and it made me like freak out and not want to do anything else today because I did so much in my head. I did indeed write some song lyrics, mostly from Plastic Tree. There's some, I wrote one song from Kyoto Haru because I really like that song. I wanted to see a good translation of it. And here it is. Here is my messy handwriting. I don't write very neatly, especially when I'm just writing for myself. I don't really take the time to form my words. If I have to write it, you know, something for work or something like that, I do take my time, but this is for me. I pulled some of the best lyrics, and I'm just going to say them because I thought they were fun and entertaining and such. This constant echo of fear called lonely. Even if you can't remember me, don't cry. That is a lie from a fairy tale. The truth is, I want you to cry just a little bit. The half-eaten moon is glaring coldly at me. I would be content continually to be deceived by gentle lies. My heart cowers before the overwhelming future. Entwined fingers come undone, as if softly reciting goodbye. The flowers in my twisted heart open. See, they're so lovely. They make your voice, your breath catch. Now our separate heartbeats overlap. I thought that was so pretty. Oh my god, you write so many pretty lyrics. So those are just the lyrics that I thought were really fun and awesome from mostly, actually all of those were from Rutaro from Plastic Tree because he writes awesomely. So I did feel actually more poetic while I was writing those, and I'm like, oh, this is nice. I also got a Japanese idiom book because I don't know too many of them. I thought a good character of mine. I feel like I now really know the main characters, so now I'm working on getting the side characters kind of whipped into shape and not the first Korean name I can think of, which usually ends up being a pop star. So yeah, Moon Hee-jun is in my story, but he's just called Hee-jun, so it's totally a different Hee-jun. The first time I'm going to read this, I'm not going to mark anything, and the second time I'm going to mark it up like no tomorrow. And at the end of every chapter, I still have this page of what was good, what needed work, and how I'm going to implement these changes just to help me get a good grasp on what needs to be changed. Some other things I added with this edition. So I did do another one of the character charts, like a quick little one, but I also included the side characters in this, so Hee-jun and Hiro and all those people side characters that I have trouble with. I'm also taking time with this chapter, or this draft, to focus more on style and editing. Like, I think I got most of the main parts of the plot completely solid. I do have to redo my scene and sequel because that is now a lie with most of the chapters. I do a line of pickup and payoffs, that way I make sure I don't lose track of anything in the story and that it seems well thought out. I think things that get mentioned and aren't picked up later just seem kind of flat. So I'm mentioning that and keeping track of all my setups and pickups. I'm also focusing more on openings and making them varied. I think I talked about how one time I felt like all of my openings were talking about the weather. So I just kind of got the first paragraph of all the openings for all 44 chapters. Which I think the next draft will be 45 because I want to add some stuff. And I just kind of stuck them all together. That way I can read them and see if they are varied and if they, paint that picture in front and such. I also did the same thing with the openings, and with the openings I'm keeping track of making sure that they lead me into wanting to know what happens next and eager to figure out what happens. I noticed just from doing this that a lot of my endings are dialogue and a lot of my openings are descriptions, so I want to obviously flip-flop some of those around and vary them up a bit. Something else I did is I put the dates for this song lyric writing, the reading, and then the chapter editing. With the chapter editing, I did something special where I gave myself a few days off here and there and 2 days extra at the end, just because of with the drafting before, I knew some days like when I play Mahjong once a week, and when I play Mahjong, it takes like 3 hours because we play 4 rounds, my group and I, so I'm not going to get that much writing done that month, and I think it's important to take a vague mental break, to get bored, to get more creative. So while I'm waiting for the other players to choose their hand, I can think about my story. So I do have days off. I have 4 in total, and I have been coloring the sections, which I kind of haven't done a good job for the past few days. With each one, making sure that I have everything done like I said I was going to. So that was it. So are you still drafting your draft? I think a lot of people are now starting to pick up their NaNoWriMo novels and working on it. Have you gotten very far? Is any advice that you think I should give? Any other tips or anything you'd like? Just comment down below, like this video, subscribe if you want to catch up with my writing and see what I'm doing with this novel. Until next time, bye bye.